This is a HeadGum podcast.
Gather round! I like that! Yeah!
Yes!
Mess around!
That's what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh!
All day. All night. Look at that.
They messing around.
Hey, folks. So I'm out of town. I'm currently in the middle of production. So that's why this setup is a little wonky. So forgive me if things don't go the way you would like for them to go today.
You're in Bama, right?
I'm in Alabama. I'm in Alabama right now.
I've been to Alabama. I loved it.
What did you do in Alabama?
It was years ago. I was helping set up different not-for-profits, kind of execute like their projects that they were doing with money that we had helped raise. So years ago, many years ago. I've had many lives.
Full of what?
It was something called Good Projects. I went across the country, and one of the places I had to go was in Alabama. I got to see the whole country. It was really cool. Cool job.
Wow. Cool job, dude.
Cool job. Speaking of cool things, we have a great episode for you today. 6:05, Jaipur Aviv.
Aviv. That's right. Yes. So Jaipur Aviv was an interesting episode. I remember a good chunk of it. I remember a good chunk of it. But a lot of it, I was like, what? And we'll get to it. But I'll do the recap or whatever, but we'll get to it. There was like a particular part where I was like, I did that?
You know what's funny? I don't remember the episode at all. It's a weird one, right? Because we're not in the loft. It's not the usual like ABC story kind of mess. It's like, it's very different. But what I do remember, because Aaron O'Malley directed this one, is that she really was hyper intentional talking to Russ, our DP, about the lighting. And there's some really cinematic lighting. It looks and feels different. And she recently texted me pictures she took on set from this episode, because even the photos looked, because it just looked so filmy, you know? It was a very different look for our show. And I feel like, I don't know, it was a vibe. I liked it. I like it when you get like deep into a series and they can start playing around with things a little bit. There's the freedom and the forgiveness from the audience. So that's what I remember from it. And I was like, yeah, it does look vibey. But yeah, weird little episode.
Weird episode, written by Berkeley Johnson. That's probably why it was weird.
One of the greats.
Okay, let's take a dive in. So after a couple episodes away from the loft, we're back in LA. But we're taking a detour through Jaipur Aviv, otherwise known as Schmidt and Cece's new house. And everyone gathers to spend a day stripping. It's not what you think. Nick, he makes a case for Reagan to move into the loft. Jess expresses her friendship whole, kind of what you think, to sway everyone to vote in his favor. Meanwhile, Winston becomes convinced that Schmidt and Cece's new house was the shooting location for his favorite 70s porno movie, Daddy's Longleg. And that's exactly what you think. This starts off terribly, because that would not be my favorite. Why would that be my favorite? They couldn't have known.
Maybe it was your first. Maybe it's a nostalgic reason that it's your favorite. You see, that's the thing. Was it the best? Probably not, but you remember it.
Yeah, it was different. Let me tell you something. It was different. I'll explain it to you on my other podcast. This is not the podcast for it.
No.
No, this ain't it.
This is my mom's favorite podcast, so we got to slow down.
I'm sure your mom has seen her share of.
Don't make her get on a plane from Scotland. She'll come find you.
Oh my gosh! Which is the scene from no. Anyway,
someone I read an article, and it was I'm going to butcher this, but it was like John Waters and Steven Spielberg or something are in a conversation. This might not be 100% accurate what I'm saying.
Okay.
But they basically were saying, like, you know, John Waters was saying like he was on a podcast or something, and this was years ago, and it was like they asked him, "What's your favorite porn title that was inspired by a great film?"
Mm-hmm.
And his was, and he told Spielberg this. He said, shaving Ryan's privates. And he's like, have you ever heard of it? And he's like, no, I have not.
I ain't heard of that one. My favorite is
You're like, that is one of my favorites.
of Spielberg's films. My favorite would be Jaws. Anyway,
okay.
Yeah. So let's take a dive in, shall we?
Yeah.
So while Cece and Schmidt, they start to renovate their new house, which again they've nicknamed Jaipur Aviv, celebrate the union of their cultures. Everyone else in the loft realizes it might be time to start looking for a new roommate. Right. Also, suddenly Winston starts to realize how huge the loft is.
Do you know why I think this became a story point? Because I feel like there were so many discussion boards and threads and everything around the show at that time about how big the New Girl loft was and how much that would cost to rent. There was a big conversation, I remember, for a while that was like, how much is that rent? How do they afford it? That'd be like, whatever, like $7,000 a month. How they're always struggling and they're working. Maybe not. You know what I mean? But
like, be more than that. What are you talking about?
Or maybe more. And so there was this big conversation, and it's the thing I love about New Girl is that they'll just put it in the show. So like they're owning the fact that the loft is ginormous.
Yeah.
And speaking to it. But I think it was part of a conversation that was kind of going on in the fan space for a long time. And Liz
I'm
is probably
curious,
like, just put it in.
I'm curious. I thought like fans actually put out some, or maybe I'm wrong. Didn't someone put out something and estimated how much that loft would actually cost in Los Angeles?
Yes.
I'm curious.
Google it while I'm sitting here.
I'm curious to find that information because that is.
It was something really pricey, and it was like, okay, even if Schmidt has a decent job, there's no way, like on a teacher's salary with Jess, like how are they paying for this loft and have money to live and do everything else? So I think that this bit was a nod to it, I think.
Yeah. I saw a place in Chicago recently. I was just looking around and I was like, it was for sale, but the rent would have been something, and it was smaller than the New Girl loft. The rent would have been something crazy like $30,000 a month.
Here's you know how when you Google, it gives you an AI overview? So, but it says about $550 a month. And I'm like, $550 a month in LA?
$550?
No, $5,500. And so that works out to about like $1,400-ish per person in rent a month. But even that, think about Nick. Nick Miller does not have $1,500 just for rent kicking around.
That's false. That apartment was legit 15,000 square feet.
Yeah, it was huge. Anyway, I feel like that's what this whole opening bit was about. Was like everybody taking, like owning that weird kind of glitch in the matrix of like, we get it. The place is incredibly huge.
That's right. They put it in the show, and he's going around the apartment talking about. He's literally trying to figure out how many echoes are in there.
And it's just Jess.
It's just Jess echoing. And Nick. I love Nick saying, "Stop it! This is gonna go on forever." Like,
you gotta quit it.
You gotta stop. Then we go to our main titles. Now everyone's at Jaipur Aviv, aka Cece and Schmidt's house, and they're stripping off the old wallpaper. And again, they're still talking about who should be, who they should ask to move into the loft. And Nick is like, hey, he goes to Jess and says, hey, I think maybe Reagan. Jess is still sorting out her feelings about Nick. She's apprehensive at first, but eventually, they go through the pros, they go through the cons, and then the pros seem to outweigh the cons. Like Reagan's lived here before, or, she understands the loft agreement, or they wouldn't have to have the here's what you need to know about Winston conversation.
We've all had that roommate that all be like, just a couple things. Things you need to know.
Just so you know, oh boy is a little. If you find him outside of your room, he's harmless. He's usually looking for his cat.
Ferguson must be the most shy cat on planet Earth, by the way.
Yeah,
I feel like I need like the New Girl fans to tell me how many times, like how many episodes has Ferguson actually appeared in? Because I feel like it's not more than 10.
Yeah, but he's such a big presence that it feels like he's always there.
That's true. That's
I mean,
true.
we reference him a lot. We probably reference Ferguson more than we reference the damn bear,
That's
which is
no, I
absolutely
won't agree
true.
with that one.
Yeah. So when they're in an apartment and Schmidt's, everyone's stripping off the wallpaper, and Winston, when he gets by the fireplace, he keeps having this feeling that he's been in that house before, seen that house before, because there's something so familiar about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now we cut over to Schmidt. He's obviously super thrilled to flex his interior design skills, obviously. But Cece, she really wants to help decorate. And yeah, she's aware that their tastes don't always align. But suggests the color for the bathroom. Schmidt seems to approve, but we obviously know where this is going. Like yeah, he ain't vibing with it.
I love that Cece is always just his ultimate weakness. Like everybody else, Schmidt will yell in your face if he disagrees with you or if you think you're doing something terrible, but he can't with her. It's such a sweet, like, little thing in their relationship. Also, I would just like to say the things that she is suggesting are fine. Like, they're fine. A baby blue bathroom is fine. The level of offense he's taking is crazy.
Here's the thing. It's just fine.
That's right. He wants it to be spectacular.
Well, if you have your options for something to be great and something to be just okay, wouldn't you want it to just be great? It's your first house.
This is very true. I do like how, and we'll get there in the end, but how this episode really is just about how couples need to communicate. Like she has to teach him basic compromise conversation. Yeah. All right. So Nick calls a loft meeting. As Jess puts it, 6 words you never get to hear. Nick called a loft meeting. And he pitches Reagan as the new roomie. And she says, don't worry. It has her full and unconditional support. And Cece can see it from a mile away. So they kind of have a slow moment between them where Jess repeats.
Full and unconditional support.
I would like to say when I was rewatching this episode, if it was me in Cece's shoes, but in real life, I would have also voted no. I'm not going to sit there and let my friend have to live with the love of her life. And then she's the ex and they're in that bedroom across the hall. And if you can't protect yourself, I got you. I'll protect you. I'll vote no. I don't care.
Yeah, but I'm also like, you're a grown man, bro. All y'all grown. If you want to live across the hall from your ex while he's doing God knows what in that room every night,
crazy.
That's on you.
That's crazy.
That's on you.
I mean, they shouldn't live together in general. Is the problem?
Yeah.
Because he's then picking to live with his ex over his girlfriend, and now we're getting into some real murky waters.
Yeah, 100%. It's television, I guess.
It's television.
So they vote, obviously, which is so stupid. I'm like, why is, no disrespect, why is Schmidt and Cece voting?
That was my first thing. Why did Schmidt and Cece get a vote? You're out. You're moving out. Basically, now you're just like hanging out for a few months while you do renos? No vote. The 3 people that are living in there that have to live with the new roommate get the vote. Yeah,
I was so confused about that. But it's television, you do what you got to do. So they vote to amend the no more than 5 damn people may live in the loft at one time act. So first vote, they get 3 yeas, they got 2 nays. And he gets pissed. He storms out of the room. Now Jess finds him, and she promises that she voted yay. She's like, listen, I don't know who did it, but she thinks she can turn it around. She can turn those nays into yays. And Jess's theory is that Schmidt and Winston voted nay. She randomly, she has these magnets
of everyone's faces.
She just had them, I guess.
And then the mysteriously sticky wall is also crazy. What are we talking about now? I guess it's lending to Winston's theory that he's going to come up with.
Hey, I mean, probably. And so anyway, they got those magnets. They put them back up there. And he's just like, thank God you found this mysteriously sticky wall. Now, Cece, she presents Schmidt with a photo of a wicker ceiling fan made from reclaimed hampers. It's like a dirty laundry propeller above our bed. which CC hears as a positive thing. Now, if she smiles, she hugs him. Yes, glad they're on the same page. CC, your character is so confusing. Just like my character is confusing. Here's why your character is confusing. Typically, models, people who are very family oriented, people who are like you, aren't as bad at things as your character is. Your character, we've established. We talk a lot about how Winston can't do a lot of shit, and sometimes I'll go, "Have we met Cece? Her taste is god awful. Her taste is god awful. How are you a model and usually those types of people make the best stylists or designers.
I will tell you right now, in real life, okay, I used to host a show on HGTV that did home makeovers. And my mom, when she found out that I booked that job, laughed so hard. She was like, your house looks like somebody just robbed it. She's like, your house is a disaster all the time. Like, you've never stopped being a teenage girl. She's like, you are going to host on HGTV a home design show? So I will say, sometimes I wonder, because Liz used to say this to me, where she would pull things from our real life and our real personalities and put it in the show because she found it a funny contradiction. And I wonder if they knew that I genuinely am not the best at home design. It surprises everybody. People ask me all the time, like, should I get this one or this one? I'm like, trust me, I'm not the person. I don't care.
I mean, I'm one of the greatest of all time.
Of course.
Fun fact, I was going to go back to school. I was going to take a break from acting. This is about last year sometime. Maybe about last year. I was going to take a break from acting and go to school for interior design.
What are you talking about?
I love it so much.
Really?
And yeah, but I never did. I love acting so much. So I just kept doing that instead. But I have this like real passion for it.
Yeah.
So,
you have a retirement plan now.
Well, I got to be good at it.
That's true. I haven't seen what you're actually pulling and picking.
Yeah. I mean, I'll send you photos of my house. I have help, but it's my vision.
Your house is gorgeous. I will say that. Your house is gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you for saying so. That means a lot. Carry on as you were a podcast.
Okay. All right. So Cece brings this dirty laundry propeller fan and he goes like, great. And then she's like, yay. So glad we're on the same page. And now Schmidt is just spiraling inside. And he's like, oh God, now Cece has 2 flaws. And he's like, and no beautiful thing is more than one flaw. It's spreading. He thinks like she's somehow like contaminated and diseased right now. And then Winnie the Bish, light bulb moment. He remembers why he recognizes the house.
That's right. He tells Nick that he remembers why he recognizes the house. It's in his face. Well, he's going to go tell Schmidt why. But then he realizes that'd be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he tells him he recognizes it from his favorite school district. Then he finds Nick in another room and he's like, listen, sorry about the vote, but more importantly, he needs some help with the situation. And he's like, why would I want to help you right now? And Winston tells him, Schmidt and Cece's house, location of a 70s porno called Daddy's Longleg. And Nick's mood changes instantly. He's 100% into help Winston with this theory. Now, fun fact, I had a friend moved into a house in Los Feliz, I want to say, Silver Lake maybe. And we go visit him. I didn't have to look around the house. The house was a massive house, old school house. I didn't have to look around the house to tell that the house was a former porn house because in the house, it came with all the VHS tapes and DVDs of the movies that were filmed in the house. And it had like a pamphlet of the locations of where certain scenes were in certain movies. There was an old Pac-Man arcade in there. And the DVD was there of when somebody got destroyed over a Pac-Man arcade.
No.
Yes. It was.
Ew.
Yes. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This house
Is
was,
that why when you play the old Pac-Man things, like the joystick always sticks?
yeah, because that's everybody's favorite place to do
It's everyone's favorite spot. Everyone's favorite
it.
spot.
That's why they call it the joystick.
Can you think about, because here's the thing, Winston and Nick now start to watch the movie to see if there's any like legs to this theory. But they're watching it and actors had to shoot the fake 70s porno. I always think
Yeah.
about that. I'm like, what a crazy thing to be like, I'm in New Girl.
Yes.
What do you play?
Kinda.
Kinda. Did you meet any of the other actors? No.
No.
But I'm in it. Then they were funny, man. They were super funny. With funny bit. Such a funny bit.
But yeah, they're looking at the thing. They're examining every aspect of it. It looks like the same fireplace. In fact, it might be the same fireplace. And Schmidt can never know the truth. That's the whole thing, right? So Winston reminds Nick that they're already keeping 5 secrets from Schmidt, and the secrets vault is full. But Winston thinks that the porno fireplace has to go into the secret vault, so they have to declassify, something. Which is it going to be? Is it going to be Jalapeno 19? Is it going to be Duck Duck Gavin? I mean, none of these options are safe to come out of the vault.
Can I tell you that this Keepers of the Five thing is actually so smart? Because there are certain things that no one needs to know and you kind of take to the grave. But if you have too many of them, you're going to start forgetting. So to have 5 that you agree on and you can check in on, what the 5 are, is actually a very smart system.
I always wonder. I wonder if I have a group of friends that are keeping something away from me that I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah, but
You're like, but what? And can you tell me? And it's okay. I'm safe.
Literally, I'm like, well, exactly what is it then? Like, what is the one thing? There's one thing that I might know, but we're not going to get into that. But there's like, you know what I mean? You're literally, But like, I'm curious. It's like, I wonder what could be the thing. Because usually if you're keeping something from somebody, it's something nefarious.
For sure nefarious. And they're trying to spare your feelings and nothing can be done about it now. Which is why it's a take it to the grave situation.
That's so crazy to me. And the ego of mine says, no, I need to know.
For sure, me too. I'm like, I can take it. I hate the idea, though, someone's looking me in the eye and they're keeping something. I'm like, I can hear anything. But if I find out,
if I find out,
you've been like lying to me, and lies by omission are just as bad as a lie. Ooh, that's hard to come back from with me. I'll tell you right now, I have no secrets from you, Lamorne.
Thank you.
None.
And I have 11 secrets from you.
Keepers of the 11. Oh yeah, Jess is whipping the votes. She's been given this job to go and whip the votes, which is very fun, feels very House of Cards. And she accosts Schmidt in the bathroom and he confesses that he did vote nay. And he said a married couple living with 3 roommates is humiliating enough. And he doesn't want to increase the humiliation by 33%. And she says, I love how she's like speaking on behalf. She's like, Mr. Miller has no interest in seeing anyone humiliated and offers the following. What a way. She's very good at it. She's very good at whipping these votes.
And Reagan can't list the loft as her official residence. She and Nick must refer to the loft as Schmidt and Cece's. Also, Nick will allow Schmidt to buy him 1 pair of jeans.
That's the funniest. And he's like, oh, wow. Wow, he's really serious.
Now, next, Jess finds Winston in the bathroom to change his vote. Now, was this what she scares him? Is this that moment?
Oh, where he's like, yeah, I'm always ready in a bathroom. So he
comes in right behind him. And he's not scared at all. She's like, what happened? He's like, oh, I got a thing whenever I enter a bathroom. I got to prepare myself to never, ever, ever be scared, no matter what happens.
Here's my question for you. If you go into someone's house, especially like back in the day, and you went into their bathroom and there was a shower curtain pulled closed, did you always check?
Always.
Always checked?
Always. Are you kidding me?
I know, we're raised like that. It's crazy.
Oh, no.
That we would always, and you would kind of stand back and check. And I think it's from old Hitchcock movies, right? Because that girl got in the movie.
Yeah. No, what I like to do when I go into someone's bathroom, this is real. I always have a knife on me. That's just in general, right? And when I go into the shower, what I don't do is check first. I stab first, then check. So I put my hand on the curtain, I start stabbing around the corner, and then I open it as I'm stabbing,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that's how.
That makes sense. It makes sense to
Okay,
move
so
like that. I do remember
yeah,
that. Like, I wouldn't even close the door behind me. I'd go in the bathroom, see a shower curtain close, and I would just like, huh, and open it.
yeah.
And then take a breath. And then it's like, but it's so weird how we're trained that somebody could be behind the shower curtain. It's just, they let us watch those scary movies too young. I'm telling you.
I
Messed with our
mean,
brains.
you know what I mean. Let's just be honest. People be behind shower curtains sometimes.
But are they? Think
I
of everyone
mean,
you've met in your life. Has anybody ever been like, I once went to the bathroom and there was a dude hiding behind the shower curtain? Zero.
well, just
But we have the fear 100% of the time.
well. Let's just listen. It's better to be prepared than not be prepared.
I agree. That's why I'm checking.
Okay. Okay. I would ask the fans out there in the comment section, tell us, have you or someone ever encountered a person just in their shower?
That's right. I need to know if it's ever happened to anyone that you went into someone's bathroom and checked behind the shower curtain or didn't check and then they revealed themselves and there was someone behind there. Because I've
Yeah.
yet to hear of it, but I'm telling you, to this day, if I went to someone's house and they had a shower curtain, I'm checking.
Jake told me a story once that when he was in college, they had the co-ed dorms.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he would do is he would go sneak into the girls' shower and he would just hide there. And then when they would open the shower, he'd be like, "Oh my God, I was showering. What's up?" Like that's the Jake Johnson maneuver. So I just want all the fans out there to know that he's the reason why we don't have a reunion because we don't want somebody like that in the new iteration of our show. You know what I mean?
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm happy that this bit you and Mr. Johnson have going back and forth had not taken full flight right before you won your Emmy. Because I feel like your whole Emmy speech.
Oh, I would have let him have it during the Emmys.
I know. I know. Your mom would have been like, hello, I'm still here waiting for my shout out. And you'd be like, and then Jacob. Okay. All right. So she then reports the offer back to Nick. Winston would like him and Reagan to spend a mutually agreed upon amount of time with Ferguson for his
So
white
stupid.
immersion to see the reality of how most couples look. Hysterical. Winston would also
White
like to be
immersion.
the first person to see Nick in his new jeans, descending a grand spiral staircase with Winston waiting at the bottom, weeping with pride and holding Nick's new belt. They could go to a museum or anywhere with a staircase. These asks are incredible. Berkeley, you outdid yourself.
Oh gosh. Wait, I forget what white immersion was again. What was that again?
Because Ferguson has only ever seen interracial couples. And
Oh
so
yeah.
he wants Ferguson to be exposed to a couple that is two white people. Because even though it's great that Ferguson has had this interracial exposure, he understands it's not the reality of how most of the world works. And he would like Ferguson to have the experience.
Oh my God. Most kids look like Steph Curry. Okay. Just so you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of
Oh,
blending going
man.
on now.
Oh,
A
my
blend.
gosh. Look at me. I'm a
I
blend. Blend
know.
it up.
I know.
Okay, so Jess put in the work. It's time for that second round of votes. Now we got 4 yays, 1 nay. And Winston was like, wait a second, I was already a yay. So it's Cece.
Dang, CC. Dang, CC.
Yeah,
What's
she's being a
going
good
on,
friend.
bruh?
She's being a good
You know,
friend.
it's yes. I don't remember the episode while filming it or reading that script. I did understand why. I knew the answer immediately. I said, "Oh, this makes sense." Why? Why would you want that for your friend? Why?
Yeah. But I love it. It's
Yeah.
a good episode that way because from the beginning you can clock that Cece's going to be a no. And then that's where you think the episode's going to end. But then we get a little twist at the end. Good old New Girl style. We get that twist. So Jess prepares to buttonhole Cece and wet her beak. But Cece doesn't want anything in exchange for the yay vote. She's saying, I'm just protecting you. If you're not going to protect yourself, I'm going to protect you. And she's like, why
Exactly.
are you putting so much effort into supporting Nick's case? And Jess uses the Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd metaphors and says she can't express her friendship, her feelings of love for Nick. She's putting all of that effort into expressing it through her friendship hole.
The
That's where it's
friendship
coming
hole.
out, all the love. But that's so misguided. And Cece's a good friend to be like, girl, you're
Hmm.
crazy. Stop it. Like, no
Hmm.
one's asking you to do this. Like, why are you have to like champion the cause, man? Just sit back, stay out of it.
Hmm. Now Jess is telling Cece that she's going to be fine. She promises. So Cece agrees to vote yay as long as Nick
Mm-hmm.
and Reagan aren't physical outside of the room.
Mm.
Just
It's a
strange
little
because
ironic, by the way, but Schmidt and Cece, who are the most like PDA couple in the world, to then
right.
dictate to another grown couple when and how they can touch each other. Like,
Yeah.
hit.
Because you got to do it in the kitchen. You know what I
You got
mean?
to find the arcade machines.
You got to. There's a fireplace somewhere. You got to do it by the fireplace. You know what I mean? You just got to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
I
those
mean,
big ball of grapes that we got to use those. What are
let's
we doing?
also just say it out loud. We are talking about Megan Fox. If Nick
Yeah, bro.
Miller is going to get a chance with Megan Fox anywhere he
Yeah.
wants to and she wants to, Cece's rule should not stand in the way of that.
Yeah, because I'm talking rooftop so everybody can see. Anybody gonna believe it? They ain't gonna believe it. Because Nick Miller ain't no Machine Gun Kelly. You know what I'm saying?
It's
I'm just saying.
facts.
Just saying.
No Brian Austin Green. I just want to say.
Just saying.
No David Silver.
I'm just saying.
Oh, man.
No
Okay,
Lamorne
so
Moore.
then
Just saying. Let's
this
go
is
through
what
our
I'm trying to
exits.
say. I tried to say this to Ryan Seacrest. The fact that you got that game with the being humble is crazy to me. Never not crazy.
They knew what time it was on Wheel of
I
Fortune.
will say I watched the Wheel of Fortune, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune with my dad, and
Mhm.
you would have thought he was watching the greatest comedy of all time. And when you won and you danced, my dad was doubled over laughing.
Lamorne is about humility.
My dad loved you already. Now he's like your number one fan. He was like,
Oh
that's
my
how you
God.
celebrate. And then I went up and did it and lost, and he was like, well, all right. Okay, all right. Okay, so Schmidt sits down with Cece to tell her the hardest thing he's ever had to say. And Cece's bracing herself for some horrifying news that's probably going to, end their marriage or something. And then he takes a deep breath and says he hates her interior design choices. And she's like, okay, we can't even get to what you said. The way you set it up now is a conversation.
Yeah.
This is the chat we have to have. She's like, if you start like that again, it better end with, I'm gay now. I found a lump in my nut. Or he came out of nowhere, help me get the blood off my car.
I appreciate the fact that you are a very dramatic man, but the next time you start a conversation with, this is the hardest thing that I have ever had to say to you, it better end with, I'm gay now, I found a lump in my nut, or he came out of nowhere, help me get the blood off of my car.
As opposed to, I don't like your suggestion with the home decor. And they start to have a sweet lesson about compromise, which is very sweet.
But then it's interrupted because Jess calls another emergency offsite loft meeting. Third vote, and there's still one nay. And Jess goes around the room.
She went around the room threatening people.
And Nick is like, it doesn't matter. Let's just move on from this, okay? Who cares if we get a new girl reunion? He realizes that, and then we realize that it was Nick who voted nay on the new girl reunion / Reagan moving into the West.
There's the twist. The big twist is he is freaked out because what if he does all of this and then he's got to ask and she says no, and he realizes he's set himself up for massive vulnerability, which is not really what Nick Miller's about.
Exactly. Now Cece and Schmidt, they regroup. All right? They regroup. And she helps him realize that outside of interior design convos, they compromise all the time. Like they call their house Jaipur Aviv. She laughs. She can't even tell the difference between types of cabinets anyway. Like, who cares, to be honest with you? If he's good at interior design, which he's brilliant at, so, he should take the lead on that. And Cece's concession to letting Schmidt take the lead, they install a La cucaracha doorbell. My favorite part of this episode is he playing it over and then he finally stops it.
He's like, he's like, it's funny. I remember shooting the kind of cutaway where we're in the Home Depot or whatever. And then he screams in her face like it breaks his brain.
If you think that we're greeting people in our home to La Cucaracha,
Yeah.
And then the fact that he can listen to it 3 times before it breaks again. What an act of love from sweet old Schmitty Schmidt.
Oh, the things we do as men, you know what I mean? The things we do
The
as
massive
men.
compromises that men make.
They don't get recognized enough. And I think if anybody takes anything away from this podcast is that men care.
Is that going to be our new merch? Men care.
Yeah, men care. Men care. Now Nick finds Jess, and he confesses that once he realized he had the votes for Reagan to move in, he panicked. What if he asked her to move in and she says no? Or what if she says yes, moves in, and then regrets moving in? And Jess is like, yeah, it's scary to consider, but no matter what he decides to do, she supports him. They all would. So he slides his vote back over to yay. You know what I mean? It's just nice to have the option. Now, later, Winston reports back to Nick that he eventually tracked down all the locations managers for Daddy's Longleg, who doesn't remember where he shot the movie.
It was 40 years ago.
And so now Nick is like, listen, okay, they got to give up one of the 5 secrets in order to move this one into the secret vault. And so Winston offers to tell Schmidt the secret if he gets to choose which one. But at the same time, they both agree. Halloween 2004. Okay, boom. So he's about to go and drop that bomb on him. But Nick keeps watching. And as he's watching Daddy's Longleg, he sees out of the window with the Seattle background, the Seattle skyline in the distance. Shot in Seattle. And so he runs out to the living room to watch Winston before he reveals the Halloween 2004 secret. Boom, it was shot in Seattle. So Winston congratulates Schmidt and Cece because Daddy's Longleg was not filmed in their home. And of course, they're confused.
No idea what they're talking about.
No idea. Now, Jess, she's wondering if Nick has asked Reagan to move in yet. Not yet, because he's not sure how to do it. In the room, he just keep asking him a couple questions while Winston's texting on his phone. It's clear that they are drafting the message for him. Why do you want her to move in? How would that make you feel? All the while, Winston's just texting it. Boom, they send it. And that's it. That's the
By
end.
the way, the most relatable thing ever said in an episode is he's like, no, wait, I wanted to agonize over it for a while.
Yes. I mean,
I was like, I feel attacked. That's me to a T. Give me a minute to spin and then we'll do it.
But tell me that's not fair.
Yeah, totally fair. Human.
Also, it's a stupid idea in the first place to be living with your ex and while you're bringing another girl. That's just so unless they're into like that type of lifestyle, which secretly maybe Nick Miller is.
Maybe Nick is, but Jess is not. I will say watching her go from group to group and try to get the votes. Wendy knows this. I am the world's biggest Survivor fan. And it's very Survivor. Trying to get everyone to flip their vote, offering them some sort of concession right before tribal council. It felt very familiar to me. All right. We are going. You've never seen Survivor?
Nope. No.
I will say this, and I've watched almost every season. You would be great on Survivor.
You think so? Because I got big muscles.
Yeah. Also, though, I think that you would be really good at playing the social game. You would just have to be able, this is where you'd have to work on a little bit. You'd have to be able to keep your cool, though, when someone ends up lying to your face. Because then if you react emotionally and try to retaliate, you're going to go out. You have to be able to absorb the disrespect and then move smarter, right? You can't react. Yeah. And the people who react, unfortunately, then they're out because that's what they were trying to do. They bait you. So if you could work on that little thing, I bet you could go really far one day. Celebrity Survivor. Yeah. I'm pitching you.
Nah.
I'll be your coach. You're like, no, I don't need to live. Just eating a bowl of rice a day.
Unless it's like Celebrity Survivor inside of like Jeff Bezos' house. It's just like you're living like lavishly. You're just kicking it. And it's Like, all right, cool. I'll be on it.
That's true. I would do that one too. I'm not doing real. That's why I always like, I'll coach people. I would never be on Survivor. No, thank you.
Overall, I feel like this was a great episode. This was very, very, yeah, very interesting. I will, okay. The movie, the movie. I remember the first time because it's a silly idea that Winston remembers this porno and thinks that that's kind of crazy. Like you don't watch one porn over and over again where you think the locations, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that chair I was from. Like, stop it. He's like cranking it all day like that. That is wild. That is a wild thing. However, I do remember my first time, and I was so confused. I was at my cousin's house, and they found their dad's stash, and I was really young. They were a little older than me. They were like 12, maybe. I might have been like 8, something like that. I forget. They were like 12, 13. I was like 8, and their friend. I'm in the room playing, and then I hear them out laughing and giggling. And my cousins have their friend over. So me and my brother, we sneak in there. We go, what are y'all doing? And we look at the TV. And I was like, oh my, because I didn't know what was happening on these this. I didn't know. I did not know what that was. And I was like, they started doing it, right? And I said to, I said to my cousins, I said, what is that man doing to her? And then friend goes, he waxing it and taxing it like the government.
Waxing it and taxing it? That's the smoothest response I've ever heard. That's a smooth response.
I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Taxing. He's whacking like the government. What does that mean? Like, I didn't know any. I didn't know what was happening. And that movie was. Well, I don't think I should tell you our title. I mean, if you want to, Vanessa Del Rio. It was called Vanessa Gets It. That was the name of the movie.
Vanessa Gets It? They did not spend any time on that title. They were just like, let's just call it what it is.
That's what you're doing. You're getting it. So let's go. That was the first time, and I still to this day I remember that moment because I was so confused about what I was looking at. I was like, "What is that thing on her?" I had no idea.
I hope there was a long break before you ever saw one again. Oh my gosh, you were a baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. I had no idea, but I remember it stuck with me because then every time I would see a woman, I'd be like, "You don't have a penis?" I thought, wait, so if I got, somebody better explain.
Could you show me? I'm confused.
Yeah. Somebody gonna have to sit me down and talk to me about this clinically. Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Okay. You want to dive into the Roomy message of the week?
Yeah. Roomy message of the week is from our friend Abigail. Remember, you can send us your questions at themessaroundpod@gmail.com. Okay, so she's got a question about Jaipur Aviv.
Hello, my name is Abby. I am from Idaho. I have watched New Girl so many times I've lost count, and I'm on another rewatch. I'm in season 6, episode 5. I go crazy every time I watch this episode because of the 5 secrets that Winston and Nick talk about. Do y'all know what those secrets were? They have a title I think we hear the title for every single one of them, but that doesn't give us really any clue as to what they are, and it drives me crazy every time I watch the episode. I love the podcast. I love the show. It's one of my favorites, one of my comfort shows, and love you guys. Thank you.
Aw, thanks, Abby. The amount of people that say that New Girl is a comfort show. Like that is like a genre of television now that we turn on because we can watch things in bulk and it's like soothing to them. I love that's the category that we're in the comfort show category. I'm down.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Here's the 5 secrets. The Lost Umbrella. Here's my theory, because we have the Lost Umbrella, Jalapeno 19, Duck Duck Gavin, Upper Deck Timeshare, and Halloween 2004. Here's what I would say. I feel like the titles, some of them have nothing to do with what you think it is. But Halloween 2004, he did start talking about candy, so that would be connected to what it was.
The only thing I have a theory on is Upper Deck Timeshare. I'm imagining Schmidt wanted a timeshare, and the guys tried to convince him not to do it. He did it. He got it. So the boys went to the place, and what they did was they pulled an upper decker in the bathrooms. I'm not sure if you know what that is. So you take the lid off the tank and the thing, and you drop a deuce inside of the tank.
I do know what that is, and I don't know why I know what it is, and I wish I didn't know what it was, but I do somehow.
And then they drop a deuce in the tank, and so Schmidt goes to check the bathrooms after he moves in, flushes it, and then just feces comes out
everywhere.
And he's like no, and he gets his money back, and they can never tell him that they did it.
That they sunk the timeshare. I think that's a pretty good theory. I feel like Duck Duck Gavin, isn't Schmidt's dad's name Gavin?
Gavin, yeah.
So there's got to be something going on with that, some sort of game, or something happened with a mallard and the dad, and they know about it. Jalapeno 19, I don't know. Lost umbrella, I'm going to guess, has almost nothing to do with an umbrella.
Yeah, lost umbrella. I don't know. Jalapeno 19. Yeah, these are very good questions that you should probably ask Berkeley. He's on Instagram, I think.
That's true. Berkeley Johnson. Go find him. Ask him about the lost umbrella. Though I will say maybe it happened during the Portland episode because we shot that in where Glendale or Pasadena, and it poured rain by chance that day, which kind of helped sell the Portland thing. And we all were running through the actual rain and had lots of umbrellas. And that was a big family episode, which usually means secrets.
Lost umbrella.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe Schmidt went and bought some very fancy umbrella with like the handle was made out of Swarovski crystal or something like that. And one of the guys lost it. And he maybe Nick lied and said the hotel staff took it. And Schmidt spiraled, or maybe it was an umbrella signed by like Paul Ryan, or an umbrella signed, by one of his favorite Republicans.
Paul Ryan umbrellas. He bought it off the website like a commemorative coin.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder in the writer's room when they pitch these names, if they did have like a funny idea that then started the name, or they just pitched names. If they're like, ooh, maybe this happened, and they pitched the names.
There's no way they come up with stories.
But I just thought maybe the idea of something comes, and then they go, that would be it. You think it's just crazy names?
It's Berkeley. Berkeley doesn't just come up with good names for characters. He comes up with just good titles. So
that's true.
Lost
That's
Umbrella.
what he was known for.
That's Berkeley. All right, folks. That's it.
That's it.
We love you. Thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in again. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next time with episode 606. Ready? Make sure you follow us on IG and TikTok at The Mess Around Pod. You can subscribe to The Mess Around Pod also on YouTube. Make sure you smash that notification bell. Click that thing. You got to do it. Okay? You got to do it.
All right.
Why? Because we love you.
All right. Waxing and taxing. See you next week.
Like the government. Yeah, please send Hannah your favorite porn titles.
No! Bye.
The Mess Around is a HeadGum podcast created and hosted by Hannah Simone and Lamorne Morris. The show is produced by Wendy Heisler and engineered by Sam Rogich, with production support from Kyle Chevron and Ali Khan. Our executive producer is Anya Kanovskaya. Katie Moose is our VP of Content at HeadGum. Our theme music is by Ronald Jukebox Jackson. For more podcasts by HeadGum, visit headgum.com or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
That was a HeadGum podcast.